Okay, we're going to be working on question 3.2H, part B and C. Now, it wants to know what's the speed when the cat strikes the floor. So when he goes to the ground right here, we're going to be trying to solve for this final velocity. We know the horizontal speed at collision, or at landing, and we also know the vertical. Actually, we don't know the vertical. So it's VFX and VFY, and we're trying to solve for this kind of this hypotenuse. So technically, we're solving for this angle here, or this angle here. Doesn't make a difference to me. All right, let me go on to the sheet to make it a little bit clearer. So that's kind of the point of impact. That's the hypotenuse. I just zoomed in a bit. Now VFX and VFY. VFX is equal to 4. And I'm going to rearrange into a right triangle to make it a little bit more easier to use. So this is equal to 4 up here. We don't know what VFY is equal to, but we can solve for that algebraically. We have a bunch of givens. We have VIY, we have AY, we have DY, and we also have T. The best equation to use, VFY times T. It's not the best, it's just, I think it's the simplest way of doing it. Step 4, VFY is equal to 0 plus negative 9.8 times 0.64. So what you got to do is just negative 9.8 times 0.64. You get negative 6.272. So the final velocity is equal to negative 6.3. That comes back here. Negative 6.3. Now to solve for it, solve for VF, I can just use a squared plus b squared equals c squared. No, I'm sorry, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Solve for the hypotenuse. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. A will do 4 squared plus negative 6.3 squared equals c squared. So c comes out to be, we get negative 6.3 squared plus 4 squared. And get the square root of that. So we get 7.5. That's the final speed. Next part wants us to figure out theta. We'll do this here on the back. So to solve for theta, we bring up the right triangle again. We got negative 6.3, we got 4, we got 7.5, we're solving for theta. I'm just going to use, this for part C, cosine theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse. Cosine theta equals, the adjacent side is 4, and that's 7.5. So theta comes out to be, so we have 4 divided by 7.5, second cosine, you get about like 58 degrees. .8 degrees. And remember, if you got a negative answer, that's okay, because if you use sine theta, because remember what I told you, you're actually solving for either this angle or this angle. If you solve for this angle using sine, you'll get a negative answer, and that's okay. I just really need the angle. That's all.